This is a story that has two sides and a lot of different angles. You're about to hear it all. It involves a man with a checkered driving record, a government agency that broke down, and a big question: should taxpayers be liable for this man's injuries? It was June 19th, 2009, one of those days with on and off rain that leaves the pavement kind of slick. A day when most drivers back off the gas pedal a bit. But Nick Otter isn't like most drivers. At 28, he'd racked up 9 infractions on his driving record, including careless driving, running a stop sign, and 2 citations for speeding. Otter was about to have his 5th accident in 4 years, and this one would be a doozy. As he rounded this sharp curve on Sandy Creek Road in Frenchtown Township, Otter slammed into the back of a fire truck. The bright yellow rig was stopped with emergency lights flashing, attending to another accident. A police dash cam was rolling and caught part of it on tape. Watch this part of your screen. You'll see Otter's pickup truck round the corner and disappear from the frame. Then you'll hear the impact and see his pickup slide back into frame.
Just had another crash. Guy ran into the back of a fire truck.
This sheriff's deputy and 2 other witnesses put the blame squarely on Nick Otter. In this police report, Deputy Robert Blair said that Otter's truck was traveling at a speed too fast for the curve, that it crossed the center line, and that the pickup hit the fire truck with such force it caused the pump truck to move forward slightly. Another witness, a tow truck driver, said that Otter was traveling at approximately 50 miles per hour, that his pickup drifted into the opposite lane and began to fishtail just before slamming into the fire truck.
He seemed in pretty good.
Nick Otter was hurt badly. His leg was mangled and his lung punctured by broken ribs. The firefighter, Fred Carter, who was manning the pumper truck, quickly fired up the jaws of life. He and other firefighters freed Otter from the wreckage and probably saved his life. Otter was ticketed for driving without insurance, and our investigation uncovered another troubling fact. Even the cops didn't know when he slammed into the fire truck. Otter shouldn't have been driving. These court records show a judge had previously suspended his license as part of Otter's probation for a drug conviction. The suspension should have been in effect at the time of the crash, but the Monroe County Clerk's Office dropped the ball and didn't notify the Secretary of State. So the suspension didn't go through. So you've got a guy whose license should have been suspended, driving without insurance. Witnesses say he was going too fast and crossed the center line. And now Nick Otter is suing Frenchtown Township and the firefighter who helped save his life.
Get off my property.
You don't want to answer any questions?
Nick Otter isn't talking.
Come out here to the street.
I don't have a problem with that.
Okay.
But you'll see things heat up when later Otter's mother tries to run interference.
Why is your client suing the fireman who helped save his life?
Otter's lawyer is talking, and he says, not so fast. This thing is not as cut and dried as it might appear.
The fireman ended up saving my client from an injury that may have been caused by the fireman.
John Kaplansky's version of what happened totally contradicts the witness statements. He says Otter was not speeding, as 3 witnesses said, and he did not cross the center line. Even though the fire truck appears to be right on the center line in these police photos, Kaplansky claims it was actually in Otter's lane, and it may have been moved back across the center line by the impact.
I'm saying the position of the vehicle, which may very well have been backing up at the time, not stationary, is the cause of the accident, yeah.
Kaplansky points out that a flagman who had been slowing traffic left his post just before Otter came around the corner. Otter told police he encountered the truck and had no room to get around it. But look at these pictures. Does it look like he had room? And what about Otter's driving record? The fact that he was driving with no insurance and his license should have been suspended.
I am so glad you have the court record, because
no insurance?
He didn't have any insurance, but he had a driver's license. I don't know where you got your information. Get the off my property.
Because he didn't have insurance, under no-fault law, Otter can't sue for anything except lost wages. But when the crash happened, he didn't have a job and hadn't worked for quite a while. This is Otter's estranged wife, married to him since 2006.
He didn't work for 2 whole years. Even when the unemployment ran out, he promised me he would do anything. And he wouldn't do nothing.
In his lawsuit, Otter claims he's disabled and can't work. So we asked his lawyer why.
We see blind people working, people in wheelchairs working, people with closed head injuries working. Isn't there something he could do to earn a living?
I don't know that he'll never work. I know that some jobs he'll probably be incapable of due to disability.
Otter's wife told the investigators her husband is very active. He even goes snowmobiling and jet skiing. When the investigators first caught him on undercover camera, Otter was walking with a limp but getting around fine, in and out of his truck, up and down stairs, and walking at a pretty good clip.
Is your leg injured, Nick?
Yeah, it is. Big time. It's broke.
But check this out. Now he knows the camera is on him, and the limp looks worse. Ultimately, a jury will probably decide who should be held responsible in this crash. The attorney for Frenchtown Township declined to comment, except to say that his plan at this point is to take this case to trial. Monroe County's clerk is accepting full responsibility for the mistake that kept Nick Otter's license from being suspended. Sharon LeMasters tells the investigators it was a clerical error. She says she realized recently that they had a problem with their procedures, and they brought the Secretary of State in for training. LeMasters says she's confident the problem has been fixed and this will not happen again.